Shalom, shalom, shalom. Uh, Good. Shalom, Akim. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah. Branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, come with another live camp. Okay, it's the Wadi Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai for laying the spirit upon me once again to come out here and to preach this beautiful gospel. All right, and to chant down this the rulership of this wicked kingdom. All right, and so as I get started with this camp, I want to say shalom to you all. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Vachar Kodash. All right. Shalom, Lahab, B'choim, Shah, Yasha Allah. All right. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and from our grown in its truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. All right. Shalom to the Akwat that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad. All right, throughout the four corners of the earth, you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen, all right, and who look like those heathen nations. However, your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right. And Slocky. And so I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barak Thumb. All right. And we in these times, man. Okay. We in these times. I want to point this out, you know what I'm saying, during camp that, you know what I'm saying, these are the last few, you know what I'm saying, these are the last few camp sessions or live camps that we haven't. You know what I'm saying? Beginning with the apostles, bishops, and elders on down, we can feel it through the spirit, man. All right? You can feel this thing through the spirit. It's coming. Okay, it's coming. This thing is not tearing anymore. This thing is not taking its sweet time anymore. This thing is happening. It's happening now. It's happening fast. All right. We're not going to be out here readily available to you all anymore. Okay. Let's get this started in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. All right. And it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right. The prophets were sent out, batons, man. Okay. Prophesying, giving the warning. You see what I'm saying? The scripture said that they would not hold their peace day nor night, man. Okay. That the men of the Lord will continue to speak. The men of the Lord will continue to reprove, will continue to edify, all right, to feed the sheep. You see what I'm saying? The Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep, all right, feed my lambs, feed my flock. He told Peter this 3 times, the head of the church. Okay, he told him this. 3 means understanding. The number 3 means understanding. Okay, so you got to get the understanding in this into the minds of the people, man. That's why when you see when you see people come on the comment boards, you know what I'm saying, they say you guys sound like a broken record or something like that. They say like you bring out the same precepts all the time. The reason why is because it has to be hammered in. It has to be driven home. You see what I'm saying? It has to be. It has to be said numerous times, multiple times, over and over and over and over. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have the luxury. You don't have the luxury of turning the other cheek to this thing, man, or turning your gaze to something else. Now's not the time for distractions, man. Now's not the time for that. All right. We have to remain focused on these scriptures, on these precepts, on these prophecies, man. The Lord said that the scripture said that he that giveth his mind to wisdom, all right, will be occupied in prophecy. Let me see if I can find that real quick. All right. All right. So this is Sirach, the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39 and verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients and be occupied in prophecies." All right. Those who are in this truth, those who are constantly seeking the Lord diligently, all right, they would have their minds fixated, pinpointed, okay, on the prophecies, man, and focused on the things that's written there. You see what I'm saying? Verse 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men. Only the elect are going to get this. Only the elect are going to get this, and only the elect are going to retain this truth, the mysteries, the understanding of these scriptures within themselves. Only the elect is going to do that, right? Read that again. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, all right? And where subtle parables are, he will be there also. You see what I'm saying? He will be there also. That's why the scriptures say in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For ye yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so comes as a thief in the night, man. You see what I'm saying? We wouldn't need to continue to do this for you. You know what I'm saying? Not for the elect, because it's in them. All right? It's in them. They're sealed with the truth. You see? But they continue to follow the words. They continue to listen to the videos. They continue to remain occupied in this thing because they know that you can't be distracted by anything else out here, man. Because we're too close to the end. We're at the end now. All right, we're at the end. Jacob's trouble is here now. Jacob's trouble is here. You can see it. It is evident. Okay, it's evident. You can't sit somewhere, all right, and pretend like it's not happening in front of you. All right. You can't sit here and pretend, put your head in the sand and think that that everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be peachy, just peachy and wonderful and without any harsh conditions that has to be endured, man. You see what I'm saying? All right. Because if you're not in these prophecies, if you're not in the words of the renowned men who's speaking in the as the oracles of the Lord, you see what I'm saying? If you're not in that, you're gonna be looking for a rapture. You're gonna be looking for a way out of here. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for a way out of here, not looking for a way to persevere through it. You see what I'm saying? Through the spirit. You're not going to be looking towards the Holy One of Yasha Allah, man. You know what I'm saying? To guide you through these hard times. No, you're looking for an easy way to escape. You see what I'm saying? Oh well, all I gotta do is just sell all my worldly possessions, and no, man, that's not what it's talking about. It's not what it's talking about, man. All right, they they they're lost in the deep sayings of this word, man. You see what I'm saying? The dark sayings, all these things that has to be expounded on, all right, through the spirit. You can't just walk your way, weasel your way through this thing, man. All right? No, you gotta stand 10 toes down. Shit is about to hit the fan, man. Shit's about to hit the fan. These jokers are already receiving the persecution, man. You see what I'm saying? This isn't gonna be some long drawn out thing. All right. Sirach 39:2, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. All right? And be conversant in dark parables, man. Okay? These things won't be a mystery anymore to those that the Lord has opened their spirits to receive, man. Okay? That's why Yahweh Shah said, I pray for them. I pray not for the world. All right? I pray for them, man. So let me go back. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. War is here, man. War is coming. Evil is already here. We can see it. A famine is brewing. Okay, very soon a famine's gonna hit. It's not gonna be any food on the shelves. It's not gonna be any water available. You see what I'm saying? Pestilence. Just wait until your boy to Billy Boy Gates. You know what I'm saying? Wait until he starts getting in his bag. You know what I'm saying? All right. Because when this next thing is unleashed, it's gonna make the event of 2020 look like a cakewalk. It's gonna look like child's play in comparison, man. All right. Verse 9. It says, the prophet which prophesies a peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord had truly sent him. You see what I'm saying? You got these jokers out here who's not focusing on the prophecies. They're not focusing on the things that we can clearly, readily see happening before us. You see what I'm saying? These jokers aren't seeing it. They're not, or if they are seeing it, they're not talking about it. They're not giving a warning about it. They're not feeding the flock. They're not preparing them for the battle that's coming. Right? Let me get that real quick. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. All right. 1 Corinthians, let's start at chapter 14. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and let's start at verse 6. It reads, "Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you? Except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine." All right. And this is what the true men of the Lord would be coming with. The true men of the Lord would be coming with prophecy. They would be coming with sound doctrine. They would be coming with what else? With knowledge, the wisdom and the knowledge that's coming from these scriptures, man. You see what I'm saying? And the prophecies are deeply rooted within revelation. Okay, revelation is the revealing of things that's coming. To prophesy is a compound word. All right, pro meaning before, phosai meaning to speak. So we, the men of the Lord, beginning with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down, we are set to prophesy, to say these things before. Okay, that's Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. Okay, the things that behold, new things do I declare, man. All right, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Roughly paraphrasing. You see what I'm saying? So continuing on. Either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine. And even things without life giving sound, whether piped or harped, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harped? All right. If you're not giving the correct warning, if you're not sounding the alarm, all right, what's the people going to know? All right. They're not going to be prepared for what's coming. They're not going to understand what's going on. They're not going to get it. The scriptures say that where there is no vision, the people perish. Right? Lord willing, I'll grab that precept next. Verse 18, it says, "For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle?" All right? Who shall prepare himself to the battle? A battle is coming. A battle is coming. You're going to have to stand. You're going to have to stand on what you say you believe in, man. You're going to have to stand on that. You're going to have to stand on all that you've been listening to the prophets, you know what I'm saying? Speak about. We the prophets, we're gonna have to stand on the things that we've been preaching about. See what I'm saying? Everyone is gonna be tested. Everyone's gonna be tried in this thing, man. And only the elect are gonna make it up out of this. You see? And Lord willing, not be among that number. The same for those of you who are listening in attentively. Okay? You Israelites, you Israelite foreigners, okay? All of you, man, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greetings. Greetings, man. Right? Again, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? You see what I'm saying? Salaki, I said I was going to grab another precept. Can't remember what it was. Let's see. Let's see. All right, Isaiah 42:9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. All right, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Okay? And the men of the Lord, all right, the men of the Lord are sent out here on the task to give that warning, to give that to give that understanding. All these things that you see, okay, you're supposed to know who the man of sin is. Okay? If you're thinking that it's one man, you don't understand the mystery. You see what I'm saying? If you're supposed to see, you're supposed to know what the hour of temptation is. If you don't know what that is, then you're not prepared for the battle. You're not prepared to stand. If you don't know what the mark of the beast is, written up in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 on down, then you're not prepared for the battle. See what I'm saying? You're not prepared, you're not being prepared to stand. Okay? All right. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael, all right, the chief prince, the great prince, Michael, shall stand up, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. All right. If you are not given the true message, if you're not given the true understanding, the true breakdowns of these things that are written therein within the scriptures, man, if you don't know what it's talking about, you see what I'm saying? You're going to be lost. You're not going to be able to withstand the evil arrows that's approaching. You see what I'm saying? Verse 2, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. You know what I'm saying? And this is twofold, man. It's talking about the truth. It's talking about the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it's also talking about resurrection, right? Because when you think about those that's being awakened through this truth, you're coming into the understanding of who you were. Okay, you're coming into the knowledge of the history. You see what I'm saying? All right, and you're being given or reintroduced to your power. You see what I'm saying? The God of your forefathers. All right, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that's on one hand, but then on the other hand, all right, there are jokers that's coming into this truth and learning about who they are, learning that they're Israelites, but they're not being given the full 100% truth. They're not being given all the things that's needful for salvation, man. Okay, what good is it for you know that you're an Israelite, all right? Let's say from the tribe of Judah, all right? You know that you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, okay? But you're more fixated on whether or not mermaids exist, okay? You're more fixated on whether or not the earth is flat. Okay, you don't have the 100% truth. You don't have it. You see what I'm saying? You're not you're not occupied in these prophecies, man. You're not set on the meditation of the scriptures, man. Okay, you're given to what's it said um itching ears. All right, tossed to and fro by every wave of doctrine, right? So that's one aspect of this. The second aspect is the literal resurrection, man. You're gonna have people that's going to be resurrected to life, resurrected, given who gave their lives up. All right, who stood on solid ground with this truth, who knew the names of the Lord, who called upon the name of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. All right, the name of the Father, Yahweh, the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai, who stood on the truth, principles, okay? Those who preached the word in season, out of season, who were diligent in this thing, those who believed on this word, okay? They're being raised to everlasting life. They're going to be given those new bodies. They're going to be to be rejuvenated, okay? And the scriptures say they're going to be the first to taste of those new bodies and see the heavenly Father, to see Yahweh, excuse me. They're going to be the first ones to see him. But then at the same time, you're going to have those that's going to be risen up, all right, just so they can face the judgment, just so they can face the fire, all right, raised up so they can endure the nuclear destruction that's coming, man. All right. You see what I'm saying? And then we get into it all the time. That those that are risen up in contempt, everlasting contempt. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna have to face the fire. They're gonna have to face them flames of the nuclear fire, man. Okay. But then what's left for them? All right. What's left for them when they come back into the kingdom? They're gonna have to constantly remember. When you think of every Passover that's gonna come through in the kingdom, they're gonna remember that they betrayed the Lamb. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna remember that they turned their back on this truth, man. Every single Passover, they're gonna remember it. They're gonna remember that they didn't take this thing seriously. At first, they're gonna be absolutely devastated. At first, you see what I'm saying? But then after a while, they're gonna be okay. They're gonna be okay, but they're gonna always have to remember that, and it's gonna be a constant. It's gonna be a constant. A constant. Shall I say disgrace? A constant disgrace. They're gonna be in. They're gonna be in perfect health. They're gonna be in perfect. Perfect standing. You see, perfect standing. But they're going to constantly remember that I was one of those. I was one of those who scoffed the prophets. I was one of those who took this word for granted. I was one of those. You see what I'm saying? They're going to remember that, and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. All right? And they're going to be ashamed every year, man. All right? They're going to have it all. They're going to have new bodies, immortality. They're going to have their own level of spiritual power. You see what I'm saying? They're going to have their own level of dominion within the kingdom, but they're not going to be of the nobles. They're not going to be of the royals, the royalty. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be of that high-ranking class. They're going to be of the lower class. Okay, the commoners. That's what they're going to be. Okay, they will not have that level of authority, that level of honor and prestige. You see what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to have that seat at the table with Yahweh Shai, man. They're not going to know of the absolute bliss that's going to come by tasting of that wine with Yahweh Shai, okay, for the first time since his return. They're not going to have that story. They're not going to have that story of triumph, okay, to tell their children and their children's children that they stood for the Lamb, okay, that they laid down their lives for the crown. You see, they're not going to have that story. They're not going to have that great victorious, tale to give to their children, man. Okay, wonderful stories of old. They're not going to have that, and that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, man. All right. Verse 3, Daniel chapter 12 and 3, it says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Okay? And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Okay, that's the lot. That's the honor that's allotted to the elect men that's pushing this truth, beginning with the 144,000. Okay, that's what it's talking about. That's what it's talking about. The elect men who have stood their ground, who have remained steadfast, who put their truth, or excuse me, who put their lives up for the truth, man. Okay, they shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the elect. It's all about the feeding of the flock. You see what I'm saying? The edifying of the sheep. The edifying of the sheep. Verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book. Seal the book, man. And because of the Lord Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, the seals were open. The seals were open, man. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because of Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, we are able to call ourselves Israelites again. We're able to come back into the truth of who we are again. You see what I'm saying? This is something that has confounded our enemies, confounded them, because there's no conceivable way that we should have been able to remember when they did all the things that was necessary to make sure that we would forget and remain in that state of mind. You see what I'm saying? So it confounded them, and they don't even know what to do with that. They don't know what to do with that. You see what I'm saying? And they knew that they couldn't just roll up on the prophets. They couldn't just roll up on them into the Lord like that. That's not how this works. And they know that's not how this works, man. You see what I'm saying? They know that there are rules within in the spiritual realm, man. When the Lord said, don't let these jokers get you thinking, all right, that they don't believe in this book. Don't you dare let these jokers convince you that they are atheists, that they don't believe in all this stuff. No, that's what they tell you, but they know that this is true, man. Without a shadow of a doubt. They know that. All right? So they know what the scriptures say. All right? Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. They know that. That's why they've never rolled up on us the way that they're about to. You see what I'm saying? Because they needed a plan. All right? They needed a plan. They needed a way to ease into this thing, man. It says the accuser of our brethren is cast down. They had to find a way to accuse us. Okay, to accuse us and to lump us in with the transgressors, man. Like Yahweh Shai was. Yahweh Shai was numbered among the transgressors. That's the only way you can accuse the righteous. That's the only way you can do it. And so they've been methodical, okay, meticulous with how they would go about this. Okay, and now they're in a position where they have everything in place, and they're about to accuse us with those that are doing wrong. You see what I'm saying? Accuse us and lump us up. All right, lump us up with the transgressors, man. You see what I'm saying? All we've done is come out here and preach the word. All we've done is come out here and preach the gospel. You see what I'm saying? All right. But they had to set up certain controlled opposition, if you will. They had to come and set up the false prophets. They had to come and set up those that would be contentious, those that would cause the fights. You see what I'm saying? Those that would go and spray paint graffiti on the walls. You see what I'm saying? On the side of train cars. They had to come and set up people who would say, yeah, I'm a Crip. Yeah, I'm a Crip. Or I'm a Blood. I'm this or I'm that. You know what I'm saying? All right, set up these jokers who say, I lived a fast life in a Hellcat. Set up these jokers, man. All right. And then at the very last point of this thing, okay, they all get the memo. Change up the doctrine. They all get the memo of you know what I'm saying, abandon the flock. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, change up the doctrine, abandon the flock. You know what I'm saying? All these different things that would bring the Israelites, those that believe in the truth, bring them into disarray. You see what I'm saying? So now they are distorted. Now they're not clear and focused. Now they don't have a more sure word of prophecy. You see what I'm saying? And they can be tossed to the left, to the right. You see what I'm saying? This is why you see IUIC doing the things that they're doing. All of a sudden, this is the new doctrine concerning the mark of the beast. This is the new doctrine: thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. You see what I'm saying? This is the new doctrine here. All right. What? Take your pick. You know what I'm saying? They've reneged on so much. They've changed up the doctrine on so much. Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, the hour of temptation. You see what I'm saying? The name of the Lord. You look at ISUPK. All right, and now all of a sudden everybody's trying to backpedal. Everybody's trying to backpedal and play the role of you know, what's it called? Plausible deniability, I think it is. All right. So, well, I didn't say that. If you listen carefully to what I said, oh moron. You know, I'm not going to rule out a microchip. You see, but y'all were steadfast on that. You know what I'm saying? You was dead ass on denying it. You see, this is how you know that a true prophet was among you and a false prophet is on some bullshit, man. That's how you know. That's how you know. Okay. So nobody wants to talk about what's happening to the tribes. Nobody wants to talk about what's going on with the so-called Latin tribes, all right, Hispanic tribes. Nobody wants to talk about what's going on now with the so-called Negroes in Chicago, in Memphis. Nobody wants to talk about that now. Okay? Only the true prophets of giving the warning. Only the true prophets of sounding the alarm. Okay? And the time for sounding the alarm is at its end. It's at its end. We're in that twilight phase of now it's about time to close up shop. You know what I'm saying? People are we're mopping up the floors, you know what I'm saying? We're sweating, we mopped up the floors, we got the chairs stacked up, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're cleaning the tabletop. Okay, it's about to close up. It's time to close up shop. You know what I'm saying? It's time to close up shop. It's time to close up shop, man. The Lord is about to close up shop, bro. And after that, and when that's done, that means that that spiritual arc is closed. That spiritual arc is closed. There's no more coming back. All right? There is no coming back after that. Let's go to Ezekiel. All right, this is Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 7, and let's go to verse 25. It reads, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Destruction is coming. Destruction is coming. All the things that was prophesied about, all the things we warned you about is coming. Okay? And there will be no more reproof or nothing like that, man. Okay? Only I told you so. We told you so. See what I'm saying? You was warned. You were warned. Don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at us. Get mad at yourselves. You see what I'm saying? Get mad at yourselves. Now we got all kinds of shit going on, man. Okay? UK is openly mandating the digital system. How much more when it comes to America? You really think that's a far off thing? That's another thing how you know that there was false prophets among you, man. You got Bishop Nathaniel, this nigga talking about another 20 to 30 years. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me now? You kidding me? You dead ass. You see what I'm saying? Are you serious? And this is why the Lord spewed out Alazar, man. Nigga talking about 1,000 years. 1,000 years of still living in this fucking hell. You outside your goddamn mind, man. This is why. This is why the Lord is going to begin. The Lord is going to begin with the ancients, all right? The ancient men. But let me get, as a matter of fact, I'm going to get this in Ezekiel 7, and then I'm going to jump to Ezekiel 9, Lord willing. Ezekiel 7 and verse 25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet. But the laws shall perish from the priests, and counsel from the ancients. Okay? And counsel from the ancients. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city. He's talking to the angels, man. It's going to be judgment everywhere. Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. These false prophets are not sighing. They're not sighing, they're not crying, man. All right? They're on gimmick time. That's what they're on. They're on gimmick time. Pop the purple balloon. You see what I'm saying? Let's get married. Let's go down the aisle and all that stuff, man. Let me auction you out for marriage. Let me auction this one out for marriage. You see what I'm saying? All right. Verse 5. And to the others, he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Begin at his sanctuary, beginning with those who know the truth, beginning with those who know that they're Israelites, man. Okay? It says, then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. It's going to begin with you leaders. It's going to be beginning with the leaders, man. All right? The leaders. Bishop Nathaniel, General Yohana, Chief Ephraim. You see what I'm saying? Priest Zabak, Alazar. We seen what happened to him, and the Lord ain't done with his goofy ass. The Lord ain't done with him. Oh, it's gonna be bad for him. You know what I'm saying? Brother Naquam. Okay, from WFI. You got Ratazan Sharon from BOW. You got you got you got Bubble Eye back. Oh shit. You got Elder. You got oh Lord help me. You got Elder Ricard from GOCC. They call him Bubble Eye Blackfish. It's gonna be terrible, man. It's gonna be terrible, y'all. It's gonna be terrible for those who's playing around with this truth. It's gonna be terrible, you know what I'm saying, for those who made merchandise of his people. You know what I'm saying? Making lavish lavish Passovers. You see what I'm saying? All right. Extravagant Passovers when it's supposed to be a solemn assembly, a serious assembly. And y'all out here dancing and partying and got yayan everywhere, you know what I'm saying, in the strip clubs, all right? And the reason why the Lord's got us keep on bringing that shit up is because these jokers from Sakari, they may have spoken in their with their mouths that they repented for that, but they never changed their ways. They never changed their ways. You see what I'm saying? Your boy Alizar got worse and worse and worse and worse. You see what I'm saying? And worse and worse. He didn't repent. He didn't get he was not humble. You see? He wasn't humble. And you saw it everywhere, man. You saw a party with Sakari, you saw a party with GOCC, you saw a party with ISUPK, with IUIC. You got niggas coming in on a horse. You see what I'm saying? Exalting themselves, man. This is why the Lord's about to begin with the ancient men that were before the house. All right, but for the true, but as for the true men of the Lord, as for the true men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, beginning with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down. Okay, what's going to happen? The Lord's going to take us. The Lord's going to remove us. Okay, the Lord's going to remove us from the scene, and there's going to be nothing left but chaos. Nothing left but chaos, man. Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 26. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover. For they are a rebellious house, man. You see what I'm saying? The Lord's going to cause us to be quiet. He's going to cause us to be quiet, man. All right? He's going to cause us to be quiet. The persecution is going to be on and popping. The persecution is going to be hot and heavy. All right? It's going to be everywhere. All over the place, man. Not just in the major cities. It's going to be in the small cities like this little town here. You see? When I first moved to this town, I said to myself, this place needs a prophet. This place needs a prophet. You see what I'm saying? And all these places around not just America, okay, but you got UK, you got Australia, you have Germany, all right, you have the Philippines, you got Tanzania, you got over in Jamaica, over in South America, you got prophets everywhere, man. We are everywhere. The Lord has the prophets all over the place. Okay, speaking the 100% truth. See what I'm saying? But very soon, we're not going to be speaking. We're not going to be speaking anymore. And that's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing because, frankly, we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. You know what I'm saying? We're ready for it to be over with, man. We're ready for this shit to get on popping. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't be out here forever, man. We can't be out here forever doing lessons every day, okay? Every single day. Doing lessons, coming out here on the highways and hedges every week. All right? Some brothers, the spirit is on them to come out twice a week. Okay? And this is what it is, man. This is not something that continues on for an indefinite period of time. No. Prophecy has to play out. Let's go to Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. It says, the Lord answered And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision, meaning the prophecy, is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right, this thing's not going to tarry forever. It's not going. It's not going to last. Okay, or take its sweet time for you know what I'm saying. Just. But you get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying? It's not going to be perpetual, nonstop. It's going to stop at a certain point. It's going to stop eventually, man. The prophesying is going to stop eventually. And all the things that was prophesied is going to start happening. All right? All right, we got this article. We got this article coming from ABC7 News. All right, ABC7news.com. The headline reads, Trump administration federalizing 300 National Guard members in Illinois. White House confirms. And he just told his 800 plus generals just last week that they were going to go into Chicago. They were going to go into Chicago and grab the enemy from within. You see what I'm saying? So it's about to get real, man. It's about to get real. The Trump administration is federalizing 300 members of the Illinois National Guard. Governor J.B. Pritzker said in a statement on Saturday. The White House later confirmed that Trump has authorized 300 National Guardsmen to protect federal officers and assets amid ongoing ICE raids in the Chicago area. All right, and we just seen this big complex be raided by ICE. Okay, and the way that they was moving, you see what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got no rights, man. We told y'all. We told y'all this was coming. We told y'all your rights was null and void. We told you that once these devils roll up, okay, once they roll up, they're going to disregard everything that they tell you you have. You see? This article is coming from rawstory.com. All right? Rawstory.com. I don't know if you can see this real quick. Let me see. Show you that. All right. So it says it was heartbreaking. Naked zip-tied children dragged from homes in surreal ICE raid. We told you niggas that it was coming to the Southern Kingdom. We told you that. We told you that it was not going to be just amongst these so-called Latinos and Hispanics. You see what I'm saying? Of the Northern Kingdom. It's coming to the Southern Kingdom. All right? Y'all niggas are not, y'all don't understand the scriptures, man. The scriptures say that the kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah were oppressed together. Together. You see? It was heartbreaking. Naked. They didn't give a fuck. They brought you out into the open naked. And then they zip tied them, the children, and dragged them from their homes in the surreal ICE raid. Okay? They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn if you Trinidad Aragra or nothing. Trinidad Aragra, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn. They coming for all the tribes because it's that time, man. The Lord said these are the days of vengeance. These are the days of vengeance. All right? See what I'm saying? And we told you that the dragon was coming. All right. When these jokers like Stephen Miller, when he said that you've awakened the dragon, that was cold words. That was cold words. They're coming for the tribes. Just hours after President Trump said U.S. citizens should use America's cities as training grounds, federal law enforcement officials on Tuesday night descended upon an apartment complex in Chicago, where witnesses say they broke down residents' doors, smashed furniture and belongings, and dragged dozens of them, including children, into U-Haul vans. Local resident Roderick Johnson, who lives in the building raided by immigration and customs enforcement agents, told the Chicago Sun-Times that federal officials broke down his door, put him in zip ties, and kept him detained outside the building for 3 hours before letting him go. Then I asked agents why they were holding me if I was an American citizen, and they said I had to wait until they looked me up. He told the paper. I asked if they had a warrant. And I asked for a lawyer. They never brought one. You see what I'm saying? Because this ain't about your rights, man. This ain't about your rights. Okay? Never was. Now's the time for these devils to show their horns, man. As the scripture said in the book of Revelation. Put Patricia Fisher, who also lives in the building, backed up Johnson's account and said that agents forcibly removed all residents from their homes, regardless of their legal status. Regardless, they don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? And this is what we saying. This is what we saying, man. It's these good old boys that's gonna get this shit popping, man. All right. It's these Edomites that's gonna start this civil war. It's these Edomites that's gonna get this shit going. Because once all these measures go into the suburban areas, once all these draconian measures enter into the lives of these Edomites, these good old white people, you see what I'm saying, who's living their lovely lives, okay, trying to make it through and whatnot. When they see the raids in these cul-de-sacs, in these different white picket fence homes and whatnot, when they start to see that in their neighborhoods, that's when it's going down. That's when that shit's gonna go down, man. It's gonna get popping real soon. Real soon. You see what I'm saying? They use so-called black and brown people, okay, to push these draconian laws that they're trying to push. Okay? So it's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time. Check this out. It says they just treated us like we were nothing, she told local news station ABC7 Chicago. They like pulling us up in the back of the other side, or on the other side, and there wasn't no room to move anywhere. Ebony Sweets Watson, who lives across the street from the raided building, told the Chicago Sun-Times that she saw children. She saw children, some of whom weren't even wearing clothes, dragged out of the building by ICE agents and then placed into U-Haul vans. It was heartbreaking to watch, she said. Even if you're not a mother, seeing kids coming out buck naked and taken from their mothers, it was horrible. We told you that these Edomites is going to start showing their ass. We told you that they're going to start doing these things to you the same way they did back in chattel slavery. You see what I'm saying? Taking children, naked men and women, okay, out in the broad. We told you this was coming, man. So this is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 15. Let me start at verse 14. Baruch 4 and 14. It reads, "Let them that dwell about Zion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting has brought upon them. For he has brought a nation, upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence the old man nor pity child. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters." You see what I'm saying? This is it. This is it, man. Okay? We told you this thing was coming. We told you this day was coming, man. And now it's here. Now it's here. You see what I'm saying? And y'all didn't want to listen to us. Right? This is this is from Yahoo.com. It says ICE officer allegedly said, "Fuck them kids," amid chaotic Chicago raid that targeted families. We told you. We told you that these devils was about to show you who they are. We told you that the Lord is about to remind you who this devil is, man. We told you this. That there will be no escape, man. All right? Only the elect is going to make it out of this thing alive. Only the elect. It's been those that have been diligently seeking after the Lord. See what I'm saying? And the power of his might. Let me see. I got one more to share with y'all. All right, y'all gonna get a kick out of this one. Check this out. This is from End Time Headlines. It says Donald Trump, all right, Donald Trump shares a bizarre Grim Reaper themed AI music video on social media. All right, check this out real quick. If I can get this to show. All right, check this out. It's real dark, so Salakia. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can make this thing brighter. All right, I think that's better. Okay, see what I'm saying? So, as we told you, this time is upon us, man. All right, this is the time. This is the hour, the time of Jacob's trouble, man. It says in a late night social media spree, Donald Trump, now 79-year-old man. All right, Donald Trump has shared a peculiar AI generated music video that has captured widespread attention from its bizarre blend of political satire and classic rock parody. The video, posted on his Truth Social platform, reimagines Blue Oyster Cult's iconic 1976 hit "Don't Fear the Reaper," with a Grim Reaper theme targeting Democrats and featuring key figures from Trump's orbit. The footage portrays Russell Vought, the former director of the Office of Management and Budget and the chief architect of the controversial Project 2025 initiative, as the Grim Reaper himself. We told you. This is it, man. This is it. There's no more talking. All right? There's no more talk. There's no more warning coming out. All right? The Lord is about to unleash the devil. These devils are coming upon you. Let me close it out with this. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards." All right? You see this joint right here? Your boy Trump is looking like he's one of those wizards, man. All right? On the right hand, in that image, if you look at it, it looks like he has a wand. A wand. Okay? Just like a wizard would have a wand. You see what I'm saying? In his left hand, he has what seems to be a bell. All right? A bell. And as the saying goes, the bell tolls for thee. Okay, the bell tolls for thee, man. Matter of fact, let me look up something real quick. All right, so check this out. It says I looked up on the internet. It says who the bell tolls meaning. What does that mean? And it says AI assist. It says the phrase "for whom the bell tolls" suggests that the death of any individual affects all of humanity, emphasizing our interconnectedness. It originated from John Donne's meditation, which reflects on how each person's death diminishes us all, as we are all part of the human race. All right? That's not what I want. That ain't what I want. Never sin to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. This phrase has become world famous for its origin, but its origins and even its meanings are often misconstrued or at least only partially grasped. Many people would be able to identify the origins of never sin to know for whom the bell tolls, all right, in the work of John Donne, with quite a few of them thinking that the line originated from the poem. It's a phrase from one of his most famous pieces of writing, but it's not a work of poetry. Instead, this line appears in one of his prose writings. So I suppose that is what it means. I suppose that is what it means. Ah. John Donne was a hugely important figure in Elizabethan and Jacobean literature. In some ways, he is second only to Shakespeare in his literary importance. As a young man in the 1590s, he had pioneered what would become known as the metaphysical poetry, writing impassioned and sensual poetry that drew on new debates and discoveries of astronomy, uh, for its imagery and poetic conceits. All right, so essentially, it means for death. All right, it symbolizes death or death of the sum, which would be of the whole. Okay, so when you think about what uh, what Esau Edom is about to come down with, man. Okay, like I said, Jacob's trouble is everyone's trouble, right? Jacob's trouble is everyone's trouble. So I guess, in essence, what John Donne's work was about was essentially what we're seeing now. Okay, because a lot of people are going to be affected by what's happening to Jacob. Okay, because the scriptures say that Jacob is the former of all things. All right, so there is that, I guess if you put it that way, there is a sense of interconnectedness. All right, because the world was created for our sakes. So what happens to the natural rulers of this world will inevitably affect what happens to its inhabitants. All right, that's actually a good one. Let me look up Isaiah chapter 24. But before I get that, Isaiah 19:4 says, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them," said the Lord, Yahweh Tazabawath. All right, the Lord of hosts, man. You see what I'm saying? So we're seeing the we're seeing this cruel Lord, all right, doing what he do best. You see? Isaiah 24 and verse 4, it says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant." You see what I'm saying? This is what happens when the Lord's people are no longer in authority. You see? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. All right? That's Proverbs 29:2. Um, go to Sirach chapter 10, verse 3. Read on down, man. Okay? Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8. Okay? So yeah, man. In a sense, that's actually what it is. You know what I'm saying? John Donne's work had very profound meanings. You know what I'm saying? With for whom the bell tolls, man. So that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna cut that there. I pray this has been edifying to the Lord's elect of the nation of Israel. All right. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, holding camp. And as I close out, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto our power. All right, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, V'chakudash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and from our grown in his truth under. All right, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.